Star Wars fans, we are back with an unboxing and review of the new Micro Galaxy Squadron Millennium Falcon from Jazwares. This is a new line of figures from the team over at Jazwares. Top right hand corner has a sticker indicating that this is the launch edition, which I'm assuming is kind of like a first edition type of deal. I've seen it on all of their toys so far. We saw a glimpse of this over at Star Wars Celebration. It has lights and sounds, which actually surprised me. We have the dish and the turret. It comes with 4 figures, obviously Han Solo, Leia, Obi-Wan, and Chewbacca. I'm absolutely in love with this packaging. I don't know if it's the shine to it, but it is very attractive. On the side of the packaging, you can see how you activate the lights and sounds. You can tilt the ship upwards, downwards, left, and right. Back of the packaging shows the rest of the vehicles in Series 1. They are identified by classes. We have Assault, Light Armor, Starfighter, Transport, and Starship. In the States, this can be found at Target, Walmart, and Amazon. It is $44.99 unless you pre-ordered it from Amazon. They had the Amazon deal days, and I think it was like $33. Out of the packaging, the Falcon does come with some instructions on how to put in the batteries, all the different operations and features, but we'll go over that later. So with that being said, we will do an overview of the entire vehicle. Looking at the top, you can see all the details throughout. It's crazy how much like little nooks and crannies there is. They did a nice black wash throughout. The vents are smoked. You can see there's just the dirt coming from the vents. On the side of the Falcon, you can see all the little wires and the components. Just a crazy amount of detail on the sculpt. The dish is sculpted with a nice coat of weathering, and you can spin it all the way around. The turret is on a swivel. You can spin it all the way around, and it has articulation going forwards and backwards. The cockpit has a plastic glass-like appearance. It opens up, and you can store all 4 figures in there. Here's a closer look at the inside of the cockpit. It is sculpted with some weathering, and then the actual seats have weathering as well. You can see that there's a sculpt for some levers, some handles, the flying mechanisms, and then the back seats also have some pads and some armrests. Since we're here, we might as well put the figures inside. Each of them have leg and arm articulation. Something funny to note, Obi-Wan has a sculpted lightsaber hilt, Chewbacca has his satchel, Leia has her belt, and then Han Solo has his holster for his blaster. Everybody is in and excited to fly. Keeping all arms and legs inside the cockpit, we are ready to fly. The back of the exhaust of the Falcon has a light bar which will light up once we put some batteries in it. Bottom of the Falcon has more of that crazy detail with landing gear. We have 5 different points of landing gear, all articulated and can fold right back in. Of course, the Falcon would not be complete without a way to enter it. We have a drop down right here where the figures can enter. You can see the hydraulics, also some sculpting on the inside of the walkway. Very well done, and it pops right back into place. So this back panel of the Falcon does come off. These 2 vents right here are buttons, so I'm assuming that will activate some sort of lights and sounds. But check this out. Once we take off this back panel, these 2 vents come off with it and don't stay behind, which makes it realistic. They did a fantastic job. I think that's awesome because I swear I've seen some Falcons where you take off the back panel and those 2 vents just stay there, which it looks gaudy. So here's the underside of it so you can see how they attached the button pieces. Here we are at the inside of the Falcon. Again, I'm blown away by how much sculpting is on this small scale of a ship. You can see we have some storage containers there, maybe like some fuel cells or something. Just the grating on the bottom part of the flooring, and then you can see like kind of the exhaust coming out, like just the vents and stuff like that, and just more grating and sculpting there. Crazy, like a fan and conduction. And here on the inside, you can put a figure where this top turret is. So you can actually sit a figure in there, which we'll do, and have it command this turret and make it more realistic. Moving to the front of the ship, you can see we have maybe some storage containers there and some more fuel cell type of things. The iconic table and the bench seating all the way around. Here's all 4 figures included with the Falcon at the table. Okay, something really cool that they added that they didn't have to do is we have a hidden compartment right here. So if you open this up, you can have it. Oh, whoa, shoot. Sorry, okay, didn't mean to interrupt. Let's cover that back up. But anyways, you can hide stuff in there in that compartment. Here we can rotate the turret command. We can place a figure in there. So let's put Chewbacca in there since it is the tallest figure that was included with the Falcon. So we can rotate this turret command all the way around. If you line it up from turret to this notch right here, you can actually pull the entire thing out, and that's how we can actually place a figure in there. So I went ahead and did this off camera. I put Chewbacca in there just for the sake of it being the tallest figure that was included with the Falcon, and I wanted to see if he could fit, and he does just fine. So the way the chair is set up is the back of the headrest is facing the bottom of the Falcon. So your figure is always going to be aiming upwards towards the sky, so to prevent anything hitting the Falcon from an aerial view. So place Chewbacca right back in there, place it in nice and easy. You can spin around, you can see Chewbacca just hanging out right inside there. Here's a size comparison of the figures. Something I'm very impressed with is that they didn't make them all the same size. They actually coordinated them to their actual scale from the film, so obviously Chewbacca should be the tallest, Han Solo taller than Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan taller than Leia, Leia being the shortest. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the figures next to the entryway of the Falcon. I would say it does look maybe a little bit smaller than what it is in the film. I mean, I know the characters have to kind of hunch to get inside the Falcon, but I'm not a scale expert by any means. I would say it does look a little bit smaller, but at the end of the day, you're just going to be basically splitting hairs, and you really shouldn't dock it. I'm just happy that we actually have an entryway to begin with. The battery compartment is on the inside of the Falcon. Just loosen the screw and you can lift up the cover. Okay, batteries are in. Sound box is at the bottom of the Falcon right here. So to start, you're supposed to hold button 1 for 1 second and it will start up. So I haven't done it yet, so we're going to do it for the first time right here. Oh, that's freaking cool, baby. I moved my mic so hopefully you can hear us both. But from the start, once it's on, it just has that nice little flickering glow. That's really freaking cool. So let me see what happens when I press it again. So I guess that turns it off. So let's... Oh, that's freaking cool, man. Okay, so that powers it on. Okay, so let's see what button 2 does. Okay, button 2 is like your turret system. That's cool. So move to the front. I want to see if there's any lights when you actually hit the turret. I didn't think there was, but I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, I have all the lights off besides this little small pocket light over here. So we're going to turn it on with everything off and see how it looks. Oh man, that looks really good. So now I'm going to tilt it upwards and see what that sound effect is. And then we'll go downwards. Okay, so those are just like ascending and descending sounds. And let's do side to side. Oh, that's cool. Oh, very cool. So now we'll do the turret. And then we can turn it back off. And then we'll turn it on again. Man, okay, let's do ascending again. And then descend. And then left. Wow, and right. Man. Okay, and finally, if you flip it upside down, it's supposed to make a different noise as well. Size comparisons. I don't have anything really to compare this Falcon to with other Falcons. I don't have the Hasbro TVC one. I have an old Power of the Force one. It's in a box, sealed in my collection, and that isn't being opened up at all. So we're going to compare it to our Micro Galaxy X-Wing. And just for fun, since I don't have very many ships, this is Antok Merrick's TVC X-Wing next to the Micro Galaxy Falcon and the Micro Galaxy X-Wing. And for even more comparisons, this is the TVC HasLab Razor Crest next to the Micro Galaxy Falcon, just so you can see how much detail they packed into this little ship. Okay, we're going to wrap this up and do the sounds with the lights on one last time. We're going to power on. We have turrets. We can go from the side. Other side. Tilting backwards. Downwards. And upside down. My final thoughts on the Micro Galaxy Falcon. It is $44.99. I was a little hesitant on the price at first, but seeing how much detail and weathering there is, how much it actually comes with, all 4 figures. We have the dish, the turret, there's a bunch of articulation that I was very surprised about, the lights and the sounds. I feel like that's a very justifiable price point. If you were one of the lucky ones to get it off Amazon for $33 to $30-something, you scored a major deal. Since this is my first Millennium Falcon of this scale, I don't really have anything else to really compare it to. So as far as like gripes go or things I think they should fix, I don't really have much to say. I mean, they added as much as I think that as they could in such a small piece for that price point. I mean, you have the removable turret mechanism, the articulation within the satellite dish and the cockpit, and then just the hidden compartment. I think they did a fantastic job. The lights and sounds sound really good, and they look really good as well. So you know, I'm really happy with this. I don't really think there's much more they could have improved on. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My name is Nostalgic Adam, all one word, where I do toy photography, toy videos, toy hunts, toy news, and all things toy related. Link in the description below. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this Millennium Falcon. Alright, I'm going to see y'all in the next video.